2014 NAB coverage is brought to you by Camera Motion Research, professional tools for filmmakers. F&V, innovative products for the imaging world. Veravon, professional and technical DSLR equipment. Came, servicing global filmmakers with free shipping from cametv.com. Libec, professional camera support equipment. All right, I'm here with Kirk Neff, award-winning DOP. Now, before we get into the rig, just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you're a big DSLR shooter, right?
Very big. In fact, I started about 3 years ago. I was using the bigger cameras, the Sony XD cameras, and I wanted that depth of field. So, using the DSLRs is a big advantage for me. And in many ways, is the fact that, it kind of separates us too from other shows that we compete against in Canada. And our show is similar to what it is in the USA as in 20/20, 60 minutes. So we shoot long format news stories, news, current affairs short stories. And they could be longer stories or shorter stories. But the rig stuff really helps us in developing and getting the right shots, and quicker stuff too, because the rigs are, make it look like a handheld camera.
Tell us a little bit about the awards that you've won. I'm just mentioning this because it makes sense that you're behind the design. I mean, you're actually doing it. You're winning awards, so your ergonomics, your configuration, it's all going to make sense. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm actually humbled. 5 years now I've won, the CSC, which is the Canadian Society of Cinematographer Awards. I've won 5 awards now. Recently I just picked up the News Magazine Cinematographer of the Year for 2 years in a row, which I'm really blessed. I actually, when we were sitting there and they were announcing, I was nominated twice out of the 3 in the 3 categories, and they named everybody, and I really didn't think I was going to win. And I remember my girlfriend squeezing my hand, and I couldn't even think of who won, and she squeezed it so tight. When they mentioned my name, I didn't even know they said my name. I really didn't think I was going to win. I was really blessed, and News Magazine Cinematographer of the Year is just, I'm flabbergasted.
Great, congratulations on that. So I just wanted to point that out because you do fly around the world.
Yeah.
There's certain tools you have to use a certain way.
Yeah.
Got to be fast, make it easy. So tell us a little bit about what you put together here.
Well, this cage actually is from last year's cage, which is the Kirk Neff DSLR to Go version. Well, this year we've updated, and it's the Kirk Neff 2.0 edition. And so what we've done this year is we have the new quick release. As you can see underneath, there's a red lever here, and we can just pull it out, and the camera just pulls out easily. For quick, if you wanted to put it on a tripod, and the plate on the bottom will fit in any plate, any cheese plate or anything to go on any tripod itself. On the back, you can see too, we've put 2 little black knobs, and those knobs will help the camera from moving back and forth. Because as you put pressure on the follow focus, a lot of the times the camera will move. As you saw last year, we had the screw in underneath. This year it's easier. We just put the plate on underneath, and you just pop it in and pop it out. The other new thing too was the battery compartment. It was important to have a battery, because if you do have the grip on the bottom of the DSLR, it's easy just to access the battery outside and just pop it out of the side, as opposed to taking the camera off, because a lot of the times we want stuff really fast anyways, right? And then on the other side still, as you can see with this one with the D800, Nikon D800, I show that on this one doesn't have the battery grip, that you can just actually pop your finger underneath and drop your plate or drop the battery, and away you go. So we're pretty proud of the fact that we've updated this version, and I'm pretty proud of this whole thing, because what we're doing is we're selling this whole bundle here as the Kirk Neff solution, which is kind of cool, because I've built this in the way of, from the cage itself, that to show that you can build of any, it's almost like a Lego kit. You buy the cage, and then you can build onto what you want. If you want the little shoulder mount to, for the little guy, to get into little places, or you want the bigger version, which I use here, which you get the map box, follow focus, the Cineroid viewfinder, everything but the camera and the microphone.
Tell us about these handles, because you've got 2 joints here. They're quick to adjust. This is, again, patented by Shape, right? So It's very fast. Tell us a little bit about this here.
The handles are a great part of this whole rig as well. As you can see, if on the handles here, if I was in the inside, I like to have my handles in the inside, right? Some guys like to have it on the outside. So what I might do is, you can see the red lever right here. You can just twist it, twist the handle around, You lock it, and because of the Shape's patent push button, you push button down, and away you go. And then the best thing also is that if you want it shorter, you can put it shorter, you know, if you want it little, or if you want to extend it to have the long arms. And then sometimes too, I'll use, if I'm doing a long interview, I might just put it this way, where I can lean my hand against here and have the follow focus. So if I'm shooting this way, my hand will rest against here and just have the follow focus itself.
Looks good. So you have this EVF mount up here too. That's from Shape also?
Yeah, Shape has also developed this EVF mount here for the viewfinder, which is incredible because it can go left or right. And what we are going to do on the new versions of the Kirk Neff 2.0 is we're going to put a little screw here, so you can actually, we're going to move this mount to the front, and that way you have more access to this, the screws in the top, plus you can see my name still.
That's always a good thing. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, I'm really excited about Shape and the relationship that I have with Shape, and you know, working as a DP with them to build tools for everybody in the industry. And you know, and I do that from my heart. You know, I do that because I work with this stuff, and I think other guys that want to do this stuff in the field will have it too. And that's why we sell it as a bundle, because guys don't know everything, because there's so much out there. It's overwhelming, and I think if we just sell it as a bundle, you get what it is, and this is exactly what I would use in the field.
Yeah, well, obviously you do, right? And you're winning awards, so right. Yeah, congratulations on that. Well, anything else you want to share with us?
No, I'm glad to be here with you, and good to see you again. And you know, I'm just glad to be here at NAB 2014. I'm excited for Shape with the new 25 products that we're releasing this year.
Yeah. Okay, well, great. Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks.